It's the real word. It's the real word. We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Ace, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
Welcome to the Real Word Season 10, Episode 11. This is the first episode for the new year. Happy New Year. Shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's helped us to get this far so far. Shout out to all the people that supported all the things that we did last year, that supported the turkey drive, the toy drive, and supported everything that the Real Word has been doing. I'm here with my co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
It's your boy Santa Cameau, the man Crown Heights.
It's your boy Sidney, Pierre, repping from Maranatha, French SDA.
Aye. So shout out to everybody that's been watching. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. So top of the year, you know, there's a lot of foolishness going on already.
My God. It's crazy.
What goals do you guys have for this new year coming up? Since we already a couple days in the new year, 19 days into the new year.
It's crazy. Wanna go first? Right?
Making sure that me and the Lord is intact. Continue my mother's legacy and get into a big bag. Taking Real Word and funerals don't count into a big bag. So we can make impact to people and everything like that.
What would be the ideal amount when you say big bag? What would be an ideal
Over
amount?
$3 million, so we'll leave it as that.
That's an exact amount. That's an exact amount.
Yeah.
That's some kidnapping ransom amount. $3 million. But sky's the limit, though. Sky's the limit. I understand.
And how would you spend that $3 million? Like, what would you spend it on?
What would I spend it on?
Of course.
Get married, get a spot, and just live life and help people. And that's it.
What about you?
My goals for 2026 is same thing. Is to also, first, number one is continue building my relationship with God.
Yeah.
And number two is continue to be an active youth leader, especially in the Franco-Haitian community. Continue to do things and helping others. I don't know if I'll put this announcement out, but I just became a master guide. Also, a lot of people from Herman as well. So congratulations to the FH Master Guide class of 2025.
For those that don't know what a master guide is, because there's people.
Well, a lot of people don't know. So it's kind of hard without making it look like Boys and Girl Scouts. So basically, the master. For us SDA people, we have this thing called Pathfinders, and it's basically it's the SDA version of Boys and Girl Scouts. Boys and Girl Scouts is it's unisex, and what makes us different, I guess, from Boys and Girl Scouts is that we're more involved spiritually. Like, we talk about the Bible. We of course we do things like camp and things like that, but the whole gist of becoming a Pathfinder is to basically prepare for the end of times. So we're supposed to learn life skills and spiritual skills that will eventually help us in the end of times. And what a master guide is basically the adult version of, it's like the final adult version of what Pathfinder is. And now you're officially a leader, you're in charge of Pathfinders. That is what a master guide is.
Do you ever take a test for that?
Yeah, we take 2 tests. Or, it's like 3, I would say 3, because we have to go to master guide camp, which is a test on its own. But also we have theory boards and we have practical boards. So theory boards is when they test us on what we learned throughout the program, like the Master Guide program, and how do we plan on applying it to the Pathfinders, into the Adventurers, and how impactful this can be, throughout the world. And also they test us on like the 28 fundamental beliefs,
Is it multiple choice?
No, it's not multiple choice. It's basically just a big conversation. Like, it's just discussion. Like, the people that are in charge, they just ask you, like, what did you learn from this? And what did you learn from Steps of Christ? What did you learn from the Desire of Ages? All those fundamental
It's
not. No, what the written portion, I would say, is the portfolio book that we do. Like, we have to write written reports about, and we put it together as a folder, and now it's our portfolio. We submit it to the Northeastern Conference or whatever area, and those people in charge will look at our books when it's time at theory boards, and they would ask us about our book, like, what did you learn about Steps of Christ in your book? They would read you wrote this down and stuff like that. See if you actually read the book. So, and in practical boards, it's basically when they teach you on the more practical things. Like
how long is the process in regards for the test taken?
So
for them to talk to you.
The whole program, it can be done in a year, but they give you a span of 2 years to get it done. So, from January until September. Books are due in September. That's the profile I'm talking about. Books are due in September. They quiz us in practicals is due in. Like, practicals is always first. Practicals is in October, and theories is in November. Okay. And then January, you're going to get invested as a master guy. So the whole process is supposed to take 1 year if you're over 18. But if you're 16 starting, it takes 2 years because you have to be 18 by the time you are invested as a master guy.
That makes sense. Do you see it as a paramilitary group?
I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I'd say it's the Christian version of it. I mean, we're not walking around with no guns, but I can see that we do some things that are similar to the military. You know, marching and drilling is one, but I think those are things that we just do as a form of discipline. That's one.
Yeah, uniform.
Yeah, we're in uniform. I think it's just a form of discipline, really.
And y'all wearing army colors.
Well, some of us, because the adventure master guys do it blue.
Yeah. The next question: do you feel now? Do you feel like Pathfinders are very involved in the community?
I'm gonna say.
Good question.
That's a good question. When I was growing up, yes, because I used to actually see like them outside giving out pamphlets and flyers, and they would do like if we have a food drive or clothes drive, they would have the table outside. Now I'm not really seeing that too much, and I say we should work on that.
My rebuttal would be during my tenure as the iServe coordinator. We did involve Pathfinders more into what we're doing, but it was more so the drum corps coming out and making noise.
I see that too. I be seeing
attention to what we're doing. Yeah. But prior to that, they didn't. Prior to that, let's be honest, Franco-Haitian, which is the Haitians within the Federation, they weren't doing community service before I stepped up in that position. Respectfully, there was some people that did. It was some churches that did have food pantries. I give it to them. I know Jetsimane got a big food pantry. I know Hebron got a food pantry. Horeb, I don't know if they still do, but a couple.
No, Horeb still has it. Yeah, I know.
They have. I think they connect with that. What's that place called again? That's the name of the organization. They give groceries all the time.
The Harvest Food.
Yeah. Because my ex's mother used to be in charge of that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they have community service, but when I say community service, I'm talking about the youth. I'm talking about the young people that actually go out and touch the community. A lot of them was timid and scared. You know. At the end of the day, like, it takes a lot of heart to go into certain neighborhoods, especially low-income neighborhoods.
Yeah, it does.
You know, with the hood people and gang members and gangbangers. And, you know, it's not easy to go in those hoods.
But that's what it is.
A lot of people are trying to go into those neighborhoods.
Yeah, but you're right, though. You're right. You dead right. Because I did remember the Beaka, the clothes drive. You know, they had the YNs across the street. They're like, oh, man, you know, are we going to go ask them if they... I'm like, bro, you know... Somebody went up to them and I also went up to them and said, hey, if you want any food, we got chips and snacks. Come on. They were like, oh my God, they're right across the street. They're hanging out the corner store. Like, bro, they're people. Like, they're humans just like us. Like, what makes you think they don't want no chips and some juice? Like, you know, what makes you think they don't want a free hoodie or whatever we giving away? So
that's a fact.
I kind of get it. I kind of get what you're saying. Some people do be scared to go into those type of environments.
Yeah.
But you got to meet people where they at. Yeah. That's big. That's one thing you got to understand.
But it also boils down to, like, the heart that you have. Like, some people don't have the heart of Christ, because Christ met people where they was at, you know? He hung out with the beggars, the thieves,
prostitutes.
He was crucified with them, you know? And the people that supposedly were the righteous people were the ones that went against him for the work that he did, and also ultimately crucified him and, you know, disowned him at that time. So we see a pattern of behavior even up until today.
That's a fact.
Unfortunately, a lot of people's talking, a lot of people doing. I remember the last toy drive. A lot of people said that they was gonna pop out, but it was at the end of the day it was pink houses. I know everybody wasn't gonna pop out to the pink houses. You know, it ain't easy over there. You feel me? I would say from the SDA community, I think only Rachel probably popped
I mean,
out.
Matt,
Matt from my church. Matt always popped up and show love, but it was me, Rachel, Matt, and a couple of older women, and your boy, Randy that popped out. Yeah. Other than that, everybody else was ghosts. but they gave me money, so you know.
But yeah, also finish your question. Not to
go ahead.
But it's like continue to be an active and effective youth leader, and that's also my thing is also trying to learn how to build generational wealth at my age, like learning how to invest in stock and hopefully buy like properties and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to learn how to do right now. Man. You know, facts. Because one thing I always tell Rickard is like I don't really like staying in the same place. Like I gotta have some form of progression going on. Also finishing school, just getting good grades.
Facts. Yeah, I was talking to my daughter's godmother today, and she was saying, she asked me the same question, like some things I'm working on. And I was like, yeah, I'm working on getting my clinical license. I'm working on paying debt.
That's what's up.
Eventually, once, my credit score, because I checked today, then the APRs are still trash. So I gotta wait even longer for the APRs to go down.
Wow.
APRs are very high right now. So, once the APRs go down, I might cop something new. And just, stay out the way. Continue to build up on this platform that we have on the media. I dropped a couple sermons. Last week they did good. I would say probably close to 100,000 altogether in viewership.
That's what's up.
So just pushing that forward. Being a creative again. I allowed a lot of outside noise. To I guess. It's like what I was telling you the other day, right? Like I had all those sermons that I had in the stash. I didn't put none out, right? And I was just like, yo, too much nonsense. Like people that never did what I've done just talking about what I'm doing, And then I was like, yo, I had like the sermon I put the other day. I had that now for 3 years, cause I'm
like, I'm looking at that building. I'm like, that doesn't look like Herman. So I'm guessing this is a while ago.
Yeah, it was bigger, and I got like 4 sermons in bigger I never put out. So we've been here for about 2 years, so that's at least 3 years old, And even though it was a 3-year-old sermon, people was like, "Wow, this is powerful. This is amazing." They shared it, had what? Let me see, 2, 3, had over 400 shares altogether.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, so it touched a lot of people. Like people was hitting me up, like, "Yo, that was a powerful message. Yo, I was feeling that. Like, where's the rest? Where's the full video?" And I wasn't expecting it to get that much attention because I haven't put out nothing in so long. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm like, guess I still got it. But I don't know. Like I was listening to too much outside noise, and I was letting the behaviors of others affect me. So I put that to the side and just
you shouldn't
just put my gifts out there. There's always gonna be a critic in the background chatting.
Of course, was not doing nothing. So
that's what it is. Because remember, all of this started from me preaching.
Yes.
So that's the way I look at it. I'm just putting things into perspective, moving certain things out the way, and staying out the way myself. Because if you stay in your own lane, you won't crash. Sometimes you get around.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You stay in your own lane, you won't crash. That's a good one right there.
Because sometimes you be coming close to other people, and they crash out, so you don't even know it until you're in a situation. So you just gotta move out your way.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes you need separation from others in order for you to find yourself, because sometimes like people rather just associate themselves by name, by whatever modes that they say, right? Like say for example, I'm doing something big and you see no one else comes and help, but then once it's done, like, yeah, that's my man's, yeah, that's my brother, yeah, that's my cousin doing all that, but
or they in the pictures, they want to be front and center in the pictures.
Yeah, you seen it?
I seen it. I'm seeing it.
They come 30 minutes later, hour late, like, come on, let's get the picture, like, all right, thanks guys.
And that's what I'm saying. People just like I was telling myself in the car, talking about the situation, not gonna, talking about it. It's like some people really just. They don't want to do work, but they want all the recognition when it's time. And I'm just like, you're not going to be in the long run. You're not going to be respected if you don't do no work. If you don't put in you don't do work for yourself. Like you're not going to be respected by anybody. Clearly, you just like to take credit, even though that is a rule of power. Have some others do your work, take credit for it.
Yeah, but it's not even their work. They just taking credit by association.
Yeah. What are your goals for? You finished it, or you have more?
Yeah, I think working on my clinician license, putting out all of the sermons that I have in the stash. I think I got like 10 sermons I gotta put out. I'm trying to put them. The goal is to put all of them out, right? At least one every week or every other week. Just put out like a couple cuts and see how they do. Outside of that, you know, we have the basement for this building to finish up. We gotta work on that, of course.
Next big project.
And then after that, you know, like after I get my clinician license, is opening my own private practice. So that's what I'm working on for ultimate goals.
That's what's up.
Other than that, you know, paying down student loan debts, you know, credit card debts. I did a good amount this month. I would say I paid off about like what $3,000 this month.
That's what's up.
So that was good. Then, you know, when tax season hit, I pay off maybe another $5,000. Then might put 2 aside for a down payment on a car. You know, just
that's what's up.
Doing the things I have to do. You know, like
because I mean,
goals.
Everyone, listen. It's credit. Same thing applies to me. Like when I was saying, like, yo, if I have a good credit by the time I graduate, I can get myself a nice place, I can get myself a nice car, and you know, God willing, I get myself a job, you know, a good job too. So I'm thinking about, I gotta make sure my credit is A1 too. So that's also another one of my goals for this year too. Yeah. Cause I graduate in 2027, like we in 2026, and sooner before you know it, it's gonna be January 2027. We gonna be right here.
That's a fact.
So, you know.
What you guys think about what the glass people doing?
Glass, what's that?
Ice.
You know,
it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate.
We gotta code it because you know what.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What happened to the young lady? You know what I'm saying? What they're doing? I think they want to cancel that organization or just revamp it. It's like a Gestapo. It's unfortunate what's going on. It's not just only targeting immigrants, but it's targeting citizens. So my thoughts and my prayers to the people of Minnesota. And the people of New York City, just be careful. Shout out to this mayor, he's holding it down. The police commissioner, she's holding it down. They're not
governor too, Waltz.
They're not with it at all. So what happened in Minnesota can happen over here. They're not with it at all.
But just for full transparency, the woman that was involved in that situation, she wasn't like an innocent bystander. She was actually part of a group of people
who agitate.
She agitated?
Yeah.
If you watch the video, I'm not saying she deserved it, but I say the video, if you watch the video.
When they got killed, which I got shot in the face?
They told her to stop. They told her to stop. Why are you reversing and driving?
Well, I gotta see the video that I saw was she was leaving and she got shot in the face. That's what I saw.
She backed up first and then drove forward. But it's like, if four cops is around you, you gonna keep driving, you gotta stop that car because they couldn't shoot. And the dude was in front of her, so he could have ran her over and caught a bot. And they said that he had internal bleeding. I don't know, but
that's the same thing that happened to DJ Henry. Like DJ.
That's
Henry.
Crazy.
Who's DJ Henry?
DJ Henry was a football player.
Oh yeah.
And then the cop thought that he was gonna run him over, and then the cop shot him. DJ Henry Pace University.
That's crazy.
But he was killed by cops, but his family got a $6 million settlement, it sounds like. Basically, the cops were saying that his son hit a cop with his car, which ended up causing the cops to shoot and kill him. He was friends of Yves Delpeche. Yves is one of my childhood friends. They went to...
Oh, this happened in Long Island?
Yeah.
Damn!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but this was from years ago, though.
Yeah, man.
But it's just, this happened in 2010, but it's similar to what happened to the ICE situation with the cop and someone in the car.
Wow.
It being disputed whether or not they hit the person or not.
Wow, it's crazy. And you see what happened January 3rd? That was crazy too.
What happened January 3rd?
When Trump invaded
Venezuela. But that was about oil and stuff like that. That was Trump. Once we knew he was going after Maduro, but we didn't know you could do stuff like that. But he was already getting a boast, but he was trying to make it look drug related. He's the next Noriega. He was some big time drug trafficker. Yeah. But he really just wanted that country to take all their oil reserves.
And now he wants to go over Greenland.
Yeah, I heard about
Which I don't know what you want to do with Greenland anyway. I mean, it's just ice. It's just cold there.
His father basically.
Yeah, with that situation, my condolences to her family, and no one deserves to get shot like that. And she had kids. I think she had 4 kids or something like that.
So. Because she was in a Oh, I'm not even gonna mention that.
In fact, you understand.
You trying to get a chance?
That's cool.
No, but I mean, what happened, and what's going on is really just unacceptable. Like, even to the point, like, my parents is like, damn, like, the way this country moving, like, we're gonna have to start making sure we gotta make our moves. We might have to go back to Haiti, like, and I'm like,
oh, they said that?
They're like, yo, we might have to go back to Haiti. I'm like,
just chatting, man.
but I was like, they were like, yo, this country. I'm like, damn, out of all places, I understand. Okay, the country could be going down, but like, all places, Haiti.
To go to even a more corrupt.
I was like, yo, we can go to Panama. We can go to like, we can go to like a smaller country where we can live better. But I was like, nah, Haiti's better. We could build a house. It's cheaper. I'm like, I guess, but.
But like I said, we're gonna see what's up with midterms. Like I said, this is the government. Sure. Government is not extinct. You still have your senators, you still have your congressmen,
and they messing up so bad. I heard Steve Bannon literally had the press conference. You can see he was like, "Yo, if we lose the midterms, we're going to jail." If we lose 2028, we're going to jail. I'm
going to jail. Why?
But because they know what they doing. Like Trump should have went to jail.
Facts.
But he won the presidency, so that wasn't gonna happen. But if Trump had lost, he would have went to jail.
Was Trump really gonna go to jail, bro? Really gonna go to jail? That's the question. Did you ever see a Trump mugshot?
Well, yeah, we did. Yeah. When they booked him in New York.
Okay, and then what happened? Did you see him in handcuffs?
Yeah, he was in handcuffs.
He was in custody, so he might have been. He was in handcuffs at one point. They had to have him in custody.
Eric Adams was in handcuffs.
Yeah, he turned himself in. Do we have to have pictures of somebody?
He just walked right out, right? He just walked right out.
He's Mayor Eric Adams. You expect him to be in NBC
but he made a deal with Trump though.
Yeah, like.
As he should, bro. Would you rather do a deal with Trump or go to jail? To be all honest,
make a deal with Trump.
Make a deal with Trump. Hey, prison ain't for anybody.
So
I don't care what the crime is.
The worst. One day go on a main topic on Instagram and then just make a comment. Really look like, wait, what's the details behind this? You'll see how much people attack you just for asking for more details on a random post that people post. People could just post one flyer with 4 words. Oh my gosh, the Clintons hate blacks, and you're like, okay, can I get more background? Like, you should know this already. What's going on? I'm like, but you're clickbaiting right now, and the person that posted never responds. It's always trolls.
Trolls, yeah. People that comment in section, I understand.
They never really answer you. They just attack you personally. You're like, oh, shut up, blah blah, this and that. They start saying all these crazy things to you. And you're like, really? And then when you go on their page, it's always private, and you never see.
You don't even know. Yeah, they don't even got a profile picture of what they look like.
Yeah, those are trolls.
A real picture.
Those are trolls. Those are trolls.
But that's the real reason why you don't put your real job online, because they'll contact your job, make up lies, do all type of stuff. Like,
wow, that's crazy.
I also want to shout out MLK. Today, we are celebrating his day. We appreciate all the sacrifices that he has made and all others in our community.
What do you think was the biggest sacrifice that MLK made for our community?
I mean, he died.
And he got ridiculed, and he got heckled, and he's been through a lot.
All right. What's the main thing that he did that influenced your life today?
We have the right to vote.
Yeah, we have the right to vote. Not just that,
there's
no longer job discrimination.
Wait, time out. Do you think Martin Luther King single-handedly changed the laws for the right to vote?
Of course he was. He was very monumental on that. But President Johnson was the one that signed it.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yeah, that's a fact. But that was
Lyndon B. Johnson got along with Martin Luther King. I don't think so.
After the mere factor, when it came to Vietnam, that's when it started switching and everything like that.
The thing with Lyndon B. Johnson was. He was a racist, but he was a useful racist. Like, he knew that. Like, Lincoln was a useful racist too. They knew, like, yo, we not informed the black people, but we're gonna need their votes one day. Like, we're gonna need them. They're gonna need us to be in power. We're gonna need them to job. We're gonna need them to be working and help the economy.
That's a fact.
They're useful racists. Like I always say, if Trump was a useful racist, half the things he probably would have gotten elected twice, but he didn't get elected twice back in 2020 because of the COVID thing. But if he was a useful racist and wasn't so quick to get rid of the civil rights department up in DC and stuff like that, and also how he handled.
But it was useful because the thing is that he gave money to a lot of HBCUs.
But that was money that that's money that was already going to give it. He just took it away from Yale and Harvard. That's the money that he just took away from Yale and Harvard and Columbia because of
a savage.
Because of what their stance on the Israel and Palestine thing.
Okay, so let's go through it, right? So Martin Luther King Jr. lasting impacts include spearheading landmark civil rights legislation, spearheading, but not creating. Let's finish. Civil Rights Act of 1964, which banned discrimination in public places and employment, ending legal segregation. Voting Rights Act. The Voting Rights Act was in 1965, eliminating barriers to black voting, securing federal protections. And the Fair Housing Act of 1968 addressed housing discrimination.
Yeah.
Let's start off with each one at a time. Fair Housing Act of 1968, addressing housing discrimination. In 2026, is there housing discrimination today? Yes or no? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Is there housing discrimination in 2026? No.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. One, we have social media, so we can. People take things to people take things. They'll be like, "Well, why are these real estate developers?"
Let's look at it from real life.
Okay.
Let's look at Central Park North and Central Park West, right? And Central Park South. Predominantly, who lives there?
White people.
Okay. Let's go to Park Slope. Predominantly, who lives there?
White people.
Okay. Let's go deeper to Long Island, East End, Hamptons. Who live there?
White people. Those places always been white.
There's something called redlining, yes?
Of course.
There's something called steering, yes?
Of course.
So steering is when
I'm gonna give a rebuttal.
Steering is when the real estate brokers and real estate realtors bring you to a certain neighborhood to keep you in that neighborhood and don't bring you into certain neighborhoods to keep you out, right? They're like, okay, you're black. I think you should look at houses in this neighborhood. Steering, like literally steering the car, like bringing you to a certain location to stay out of another. Redlining. There's certain neighborhoods that the owners will not sell the house to you or you cannot buy.
Yeah.
Example. I used to live in Graves Inn, Bay Ridge, right? When Chinese people sell their house, they'll literally put the for house sign in Chinese. So if you're black and you look at that sign and you see a Chinese realtor and the words is in Chinese, are you going to go and look him to buy the house?
No. Okay, so then explain gentrification then.
But I'm just saying something.
Gentrification don't work in our favor. It works against us. Gentrification works in the sense that a white person could come into a black neighborhood and buy a house or buy a building for cheap. Black people can't go into predominantly white neighborhoods and like, yeah, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. They will be stopped in 2026.
Okay, in my mind, I'm comparing it to the back in the days, like when people were trying to live in Levittown and, you know, white flight was at its highest.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of just like, I wouldn't
I
be
happy. Look at Canarsie. When the blacks started moving to Canarsie, there was white flight.
I saw that video. I sent that video to you. I saw that video.
Yeah.
I would have said, I think like in the 90s, they started moving in the 90s, Haitians, in the 90s. Because in the 70s, it was really racist and like that. The mob used to live out here.
I know Italians.
But like in the 90s, like I remember like in the Paddle Gates, a lot of white people live in the Paddle Gates.
Yeah, my block too. I used to live in the hundreds.
Yeah, feel me? You know what I'm saying? So when they saw that, like they just left. They just left.
That's not racist?
That is racist.
That
is racist. I feel like but now if we move to the Hamptons, are the white people going to be like...
But there's white people that live in the Hamptons.
Of course.
Not a lot.
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example, right? The other day I was listening to Empire 105. It was a black woman. She said she bought a house in Malibu, California.
Yeah.
She said she couldn't buy it under her name because every time she went to buy a house in Malibu, they told her that the house was either unavailable or they wasn't going to sell it. She had to buy it under a trust that was owned by LLC that they couldn't find out if she owned it in order to buy the house in Malibu to protect her sanity and to protect who she was because they wasn't going to sell it to her.
I mean, this.
Okay, all right. Like I said, if we was gonna compare, I'm comparing it to white flight. If it's not like that, where groups of white people are leaving a neighborhood because black people are moving in now, I don't think that happens.
Perfect example. Go ahead.
I feel like we made so much strides, but we have a lot to go and stuff like that. That's what I feel.
I agree.
Okay, I agree too.
The next example I would say would be predominantly Jewish neighborhoods. You can't move in those neighborhoods.
That's a fact.
I couldn't move into Woodmere if I tried to, no matter how much money I had.
Why?
But
what is Woodmere? What is Woodmere?
Woodmere is
Queens.
No, Long Island.
Long Island and Queens. It's on the border, but it's like why Jewish people are very not against Jewish people, but they tend to be exclusive people.
Okay,
that's just a fact. They have their own banks, they have their own schools,
their own police,
all that stuff. Okay. So what makes you think all of a sudden, no matter how the world around them is changing, they're gonna let you just
is that still separate but equal?
That is true.
Yeah, that is separate. Yeah, that's separate but equal.
It's separate, but is it equal?
No, it's not equal.
Because they have a high.
Because our money is green too. So why can't we move into their neighborhoods? But.
So let's go to voting rights, right? Eliminate barriers to black voting. Do you feel like in 2026 there's barriers to black voting today?
No.
There is. No. There is. Because the thing is that there are people, they try to mess with it. Even though, you know what I'm saying, they try.
Why I can't say I feel like there's no barriers because I'm comparing it. You compare it to the 1860s when they had literacy
it's better. It's better now, but
we compared it to 1960.
Those were in place up until then.
It's better now, but the thing is that there's powers that be. They try to.
No, the question is there still barriers? Yes or no?
No. Nothing that stops you from voting. Unless you're a felon. That's really it.
Also, if you don't have ID in the state driver's license, if you can't prove your current address, in some places they also want to know where you work at.
It's savage.
But are those major barriers?
Yes, that is a major
I think those type of barriers affect more of people who are not minorities, but people who are immigrants who probably don't have.
Even if it's franchise, okay. If you work in a shelter, bro, 80% of the people in shelters do not got IDs because they get moved around so many times and people steal them.
Okay, that's a good example. But I'm saying I feel like those type of things
disenfranchise people, and a lot of them are citizens.
True, that's true. Okay, you have a good point there. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And the literacy rate amongst our people, black people, is very low.
Oh, of course.
So imagine reading and comprehending, not only reading but understanding what you're reading to make it.
Well, I feel like voting now they make it very simple. It's multiple choice. They bubble it.
But a good portion of our black people still do not vote, including myself.
And that's because of the, I guess the, not stereotype, but it's the illusion that their votes don't count.
Okay, let's go to this one. Civil rights, ban discrimination in public places and employment. Is there still segregation or barriers placed in employment that causes segregation or that causes divide? You say no.
I don't think
so why did a lot of people push back on the Dolly hires?
What is Dolly hires?
What's Dolly hires?
Isn't that when
the DEI thing?
Yeah, DEI hires.
Well, with DEI, with Trump, with DEI,
you see his face?
Yeah, with DEI, I think that is more that with DEI, with
they
Trump
put that in place so that people of color could get jobs in certain positions in certain companies.
It's not just people of color too. There's also gender too.
Yeah,
there's also
gender
and color, religion, and all as well.
Why?
That's the whole point.
They were economically and socially and within workplaces keeping certain people of certain color out of certain positions, right?
Of course, yeah.
You see in the top CEO, top spaces of a lot of companies, how many people of our color or brown or black people you see? One or two,
yeah.
Exactly.
And that's probably, and most likely they're DEI hires. And that's what Trump's stance on it was, he was getting rid of it because he felt like it should be based on merit.
But I thought it was already gone in 1964.
No, DEI and work and job discrimination and stuff like that, those are two different things.
Look, public places and employment.
Alright, what I'm trying to explain to you is those are two different things.
Now.
Those are two different things. A job can't say, I'm not going to hire you because you're black. Okay, that's job. That's
they can't say it out loud, but they do it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they could. Well,
so the answer is yes.
Yes.
So I'll give you a quick example. Okay. When I graduated from college, my first degree was in pre-law. We know at the top tier law firms, especially in Manhattan, they want certain people that look a certain type of way. My first law firm that I was able to get a job at was in Newark, New Jersey, because I couldn't get none in New York.
Really?
When I went to Long Island City, Queens after I transferred, I went for a promotion to be, what was it called? It was called a writer. Basically, there was case managers that just prepared the cases, and it was writers. Writers are the people that write the briefs for the attorney so that they can go to court. More so like a step up.
Okay.
They only took one black guy at a time. The one black guy that they took, he ended up going to Columbia, ended up becoming a lawyer. So one time I went on another job interview. It was me and a guy of another color. I'm not going to say what color he is. But we stood next to each other, and the person who was interviewing us, he looked at the resume. He looked at it, he said, wow, this is an impressive resume. He said, Rickard, and then he didn't look at me, he looked at the other guy. And then he said, are you Rickard? He said, yo, you have a very impressive resume. And then I started laughing out loud. He said, wait a minute. He said, why are you laughing? Are you Rickard? I said, yeah, I'm Rickard. He said, oh. He said, okay. Then he was like, yeah, you have a real impressive resume, but we're not really hiring right now.
That's that's crazy.
All right. And
that's
then
crazy.
As soon as I walked in, who do you think he walked into the room after I walked out?
The white guy.
White guy. You have to tell us in it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I'm trying to tell you, damn, that's really crazy. That's messed up.
But that's real life examples I'm using.
But DEI is, we're gonna try to hire more minorities. We're gonna try to hire more female. We're gonna try to hire more women. We're gonna try to hire more Muslim people. That's what DEI is.
Because the company got money from the government for hiring them, and if they don't, then they get penalized. They get sued.
Yeah, they get sued. And they get sued, or you just face major backlash like Target, who stopped DEI. People just stop shopping at Target. With the discrimination from 1965, that's just. That was just back in the day. Jobs wouldn't hire you if you were black. Period. DEI is okay. Now we gotta hire more. We gotta be more inclusive, basically.
But let me ask you
diversity,
question, right?
equality, inclusive.
All you guys been in workplaces. Workplaces where there's a lot of black people, there's not a lot of white people. In workplaces where there's a lot of white people, there's probably like not that much black people.
Yeah.
I worked at a job where I was the token black guy, and I was, and one guy came up to me and said, "Oh, you ever read the book called The Spook That Sat by the Door?" And then I was like, what you mean? He said, why do you think they put you right by the door? And my cubicle was right by the door. The spook that sat
Yeah, spook, I know that's a derogatory term that they used to call black people back in the day. That's crazy.
And I was the only black guy. That job had me as the one black guy. They had one Spanish guy, one Asian girl, one black girl, and everybody else was
white.
It's crazy, man.
Damn, that's crazy.
We have a lot of work to do. This is why I think, honestly, this is why it's so crucial. You know, I'm so excited for us in regards to the real word. That's number one. I'm not for profit. Number two, and just, you know, I can't wait for you to open your own space. And I'm just glad that you're elevating yourself in regards to, I think, your supervisor now, which is very, very important. That's why supporting each other.
He's a program director. He's a program director.
Same thing.
Who got his own office.
Director.
No, I went through all. It's caseworker, case manager, housing specialist, then supervisor, case management supervisor.
That's what's up. Okay, yes, director.
Then director of social service or assistant director, and then you get assistant program director, then assistant vice president, vice president, and then executive president, then CEO. So I'm like, what, 4 levels behind?
4 or 5, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Keep doing your thing, brother. That's why, you know, representation matters, bro. Shoot, I'm trying to get a job through you. I'm waiting for that. So at the end of the day, that's what it is, bro.
So let's keep going through this since Martin Luther King's Day. Nonviolent resistance, right? Providing a powerful model for achieving social change without violence. Do you guys believe that is possible to influence social change without violence?
It is possible.
Recently, have we seen it? Yes or no?
No,
because they burned down Ferguson. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And they burned down the other. Every time somebody died and it was social, there was impact groups that was hired by, we're not going to say who, but they were hired to go to certain locations and burn the towns down. These were towns of predominantly black, poor people. And the people that was burning these towns down were people that came from other places that went there to agitate, right? And it was mass arrest, mass protest, burning, laundering, and looting, right? Like, look what happened in the city the time when the city got laundered. You could see who's the people that's mostly doing it.
When George Floyd got killed, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Did not look like us.
And it was during the pandemic, so it was like no one was outside anyway like that. Yeah. But the fact that they went outside to do that is crazy.
And they were coming from other states, other towns. And they were like, yeah, I'm from so-and-so. I'm here to protest against this.
But also, you can't say the same. We also apply that same rule to the January 6th thing. A lot of those people
did not look like us neither.
But they came from. They weren't from DC. Yeah. They all came from wherever the hell.
And they were anything but nonviolent.
They were.
Yo, my man's thing. Right? People did die.
Yeah, facts. People got hurt.
Yeah, that's a fact.
People got hurt. People got killed.
And they got parted.
That's crazy.
And their champ won again.
Yeah, literally.
So that wasn't achieved through non-violence.
Well, yeah, nothing from that scenario. What was this? The whole plan was to overturn the election or stop the election from being counted by the electoral college, but it didn't do anything.
Israel versus Palestine. There's nothing about that that's non-violent. Some people are even using the G word, genocide. So nothing non-violent about that.
That's a fact.
America going in Venezuela. There was nothing
violent about that. Yo,
his wife ribs was bruised. How his wife's ribs?
They killed the body. I'm pretty sure didn't they kill the bodyguards?
They killed like 15 Cubans that were his
bodyguards. Yeah.
And mind you, his house was on an army base, which means that's an act of war. They invaded the country. And blew up an army base.
Like they're part of the UN, so it's like that is a legitimate act of war, and that was something that wasn't approved by Congress. Like, you know, if we getting into technicality,
he just used the same line as Bush, but he used it more blatant. They have weapons of mass destruction and fentanyl. That makes them terrorists, which means he could evoke the Patriot Act and attack them.
This is a dope podcast today.
Inspiration. I have a dream speech and leadership at events like the March on Washington galvanized the nation and the world. I have a dream. There's a lot of people that dream, right? Even today.
Haitian mothers do it all the time.
I think Martin Luther King was actually part of the system. I think he was connected to the politicians. I think that he did things in a very crafty, orchestrated way. A lot of things that he did was orchestrated and planned. I think some things were not, but I think majority of his things that he did was planned and orchestrated. And I think he probably was a government worker, like low key. I would say yes.
So what about Malcolm X then?
Perhaps, but I would say Malcolm X was more so on the outside than on the inside. I would say Martin was more on the inside than on the outside. I would say people like Huey P. Newton, by any means necessary, I would say that he was more on the outside. And we see that in the movie.
Yeah, he gets killed like
by a CIA agent, somebody that was working for the people on the inside.
Yeah, they said because where they found was using a crack house or something like that.
Like Al Sharpton, he was an informant this whole time. Jesse Jackson, informant the whole time. They work for the CIA. They work for people like that.
So what about people who you think, like Tupac Shakur? You think
I would never choose someone that they give us, someone that they play safe. You understand?
Okay, so
I agree.
So what about someone like Tupac, who
I would say
from the outside to the inside.
Tupac was an entertainer.
Okay.
Tupac was an entertainer that died from gang violence.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
You don't think? Well, he was saying a lot of real stuff. He was saying that
he was, but once he got into the industry, became industry. The industry is a company.
Well, the first album was a social awareness album.
True, but regardless, if you're in the industry and you're a rapper, you're a worker, you're on someone's payroll, you still have to approve your albums and your actions.
Damn, that's true.
That's facts.
That's true. Damn, you're right. Yeah.
Broadened focus, expanded the movement to address poverty. This is what got him killed. He addressed poverty, economic inequality, the Vietnam War, connected human rights to a broader social justice. This is when he started talking about everybody. The rights of women, poor people, economic equality, and social justice and social reform. Okay, we hear you about black people, but now he broadens the circle and brings more people in. The movement becomes bigger.
Yeah.
Now this guy's too powerful. We have to kill him.
Yeah.
Same thing with Malcolm X. This guy's too powerful. We have to.
And I always noticed that the after those two assassinations, like people the downfall of the black people just went down. Like they just went down
because everybody else is working for them.
It was like crazy. Like the downfall of black people really went down, and I feel like we still feeling the effects of those two assassinations. In my opinion, if you just look at poverty, because from you had right afterwards, what happened is the crack era. That crack era, that you had mass incarceration of black people, and I feel like all those things, because those were the two ideal black men at the time that people were looking up to. So once those two are dead, like who's the role models now?
So today in 2026, who picked up the mantle for Martin?
Who picked up the mantle for? Yeah, that's a good question. You can't say Jesse Jackson. You can't say. Well, Jesse Jackson's not really.
He's no longer part of the conversation.
What was
Damn! Wow.
I would say.
Question.
What's his name? Ben Crump.
No, Ben Crump is an attorney.
Ben Crump is an attorney. Yeah, you're right.
He's worked for
I think Dr. Umar Johnson.
No, come on.
And what about the school?
The school that he never finished. It's 2 schools he never finished.
Facts.
And he's a whoremonger. He's too focused on the hoes.
I like Tariq Nasheed. You like Tariq Nasheed?
Tariq Nasheed is only for black people that was born in America.
Oh, word. That's facts. Wow.
I'm trying to think.
Man, yo, you thorough. Man, I don't know, man, what to say.
What about the dude on
Because what did Dr. Umar Johnson does besides talk?
That's what he does is talk.
That's what a lot of people.
Now he spits knowledge. That's one thing I would say.
We agree, but I said, what has he done besides talk?
Now he hadn't started that Marcus Garvey school that he always talked about.
Socially,
he never did that. Socially he never really changed anything. I would say, does he spit knowledge? Yes, because he's like, yo, us as black people, we need to have our own schools, our own banks. This is why we're lacking.
I agree, but he's the prince of panhandling. He goes online and begs for money. Man, his account is always being locked all the time. Oh, my account is locked. Oh, I need help. Donate. He's on Breakfast Club. He's on all these platforms, but he never get rich people to donate to open up the schools. That doesn't add up to me.
So I agree.
Yeah, he never opened, and he been talking about the school. He said he had 2 schools that he was gonna build and open up, and he never.
And Charlamagne just signed a $30 million contract.
Yeah,
he could have given him at least one to open up that school.
True. He's always on the Breakfast Club. He's been on the Breakfast Club for the past couple of years.
I'm just saying.
Since like 2018, he's been back and forth. So you're right. I'm trying to think. Not gonna say Don Lemon.
No, he does not represent us. We're not jocking Don Lemon.
What's that dude on CNN? Something the third.
Talking about the fat boy?
Glasses, bald dude.
I don't know these guys, man.
Trying to think.
This is a good podcast.
That's a great question. Who has taken the mantle of Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X?
Let's Google face of the blacks in America. Let's ask who comes up. Well, it shows me blackface.
Don't stop.
I'm crying.
Put leaders who represent black
America.
America.
Okay, leaders
represent black America. I like what you think about Jamal Bryant. I like what Jamal Bryant's doing.
Jamal Bryant?
Yeah, I like what he's doing.
What is that? Tell me.
He's a pastor.
Black leaders of America.
He has, he was divorced. He has his discretion and stuff like that. But I like the things that he's doing for the community.
Who is that though?
Jamal Bryant. He pastors in Georgia right now.
Okay, look. I put black leaders today. They put Vice President Kamala Harris. How is she a black leader, bro? Tell me. You guys tell me, how is Kamala Harris a black leader?
I don't think Kamala Harris is a black leader. I don't even think Kamala Harris jacks that she's black, but that's another conversation for another day.
They got the NCAA president, Derek Johnson. I don't.
I haven't heard what the NCAA CP has done since like the 1920s and 30s. I'm sorry.
I don't think so either.
Like they give those awards on TV for them, the rappers.
Just what about Hakeem Jeffries?
I like Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries.
He went live for like a day, right?
He said he gonna run for president.
I remember someone was like,
"Who's for president?" He said
he might run for president.
Somebody told me Hakeem Jeffries was online talking for a whole night, for a whole day, for a whole week.
I think he could.
That's a big thing. I'm like,
what about Cory Booker?
I think Cory Booker.
I think that was a big deal with that.
I think Cory Booker did too. I like Cory Booker too.
What did he do last year?
When we had, what's that thing called again? When we stopped the Senate.
Yeah, he was there for the whole night.
He was there for like
the whole
day. With Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker, right? Hakeem Jeffries was there too.
Yeah.
But that's all they did. Sit there for the whole night talking in a room.
But what's that thing called? I forgot what it was called again.
A lock-in?
Not lock-in. It's something. It's hard to. I forgot. It was just on my mind. But it's when the senator stops.
Yeah.
The Senate for whatever.
Well, government shutdown.
Not government shutdown. Government shutdown is when no one agrees from the Senate to the White House.
And in fact, we had a government shutdown.
We had a government shutdown for 40 something days.
Yeah, the longest in history, supposedly, that we know of.
True. Yeah. I mean, well, what other? I mean,
they're giving me nonsense. They're giving me Eva DuVernay. She's a filmmaker.
No, she did a lot of great films and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she's working.
He's working in the Hollywood industry. You gotta check from the white media and check from the big studio companies. That's not really.
I'm looking for someone that is working on the highest level, but that's not associated with any organization that's being funded by the government or that works in any part of the government, but that's making social and economic change.
That's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to do, especially nowadays. Especially lobbying is very powerful. Like you can't just not have some sort of big corporation backing you up that's going to give you money to do the things you do.
You see, look, celebrating 10 black leaders making history today. Number 1, they put Kamala Harris with her white husband.
And she looks really light skinned in that picture too.
Number 1. You guys see my point.
Hey, I mean, Kamala Harris had Sinbad at one point, so you can't say shit.
That's about me, Montel.
Montel. I thought it was Sinbad, but yeah.
Do your Googles, young.
Yeah, it was my fault. My fault, but I know it was one of them.
This dude is something else.
She looks anything but black.
Yeah,
we're gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, it was a big deal at the time. First female vice president who's a woman of color. That was a big deal. I guess it was a big deal at the time.
But to be honest, we all knew she wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, we knew. It was unfortunate, but who else was the Democratic Party going to give at that time?
Wait. I like Governor Westmore. Governor Westmore is doing his thing, bro.
Okay.
He's the governor of Maryland, and he's killing it right now, bro.
Okay.
He's making sure that black people don't get incarcerated and stuff like that. He's really vouching, doing a lot for sure.
And he had that book, The Other Westmore.
Yeah, I like Westmore. Westmore's doing his thing.
Yeah, that.
But he said somebody's not.
Oh, we got comments.
No, we're active. I feel like
okay, we got comments. Shout out to Dirty Lungs. Look at this guy. He jumped on it. I'm gonna read it out loud. Dirty Lungs. Most people do not know their real history. Everyone's too scared to die and found comfort in our oppressors. No one's picking up the mantle. Oh my gosh, you guys, I haven't seen y'all in a minute. How are y'all? Rescue Rebecca. I don't know who this is. Maybe you know who she is. But those are the comments so far.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
And you're right, man. No one wants to pick up the mantle and everyone's scared. So to close out, we have 9 more minutes left, right? If you guys were to pick up the mantle to be the next Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, what would be your first step that you would do?
Except that I have to die for this, I'm guessing. That's just one.
Okay.
That's like the first step is accept that I'm gonna have to probably die for this. And then the second step was also, I guess, trying to bring everyone together. Like, not as Malcolm X did, because he dealt with more, more Islam. But
let's break it down. Both of them came from the churches, right? Martin Luther, he was named after Martin Luther. Yeah. He got his biggest thing in the Ebenezer Baptist Church, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the pastor of that church. His father was pastor before him, right?
Yeah, he was a reverend.
Okay.
Yeah, reverend.
So that's where he got his backing. He had a big Baptist church with at least 300, 400, 500 congregation.
Mm-hmm.
Over there, and he also had influence in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
And then he connected with the other pastors, right?
Yeah,
that's
of course.
what he did.
Did the organization.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Malcolm Little, that became Malcolm X.
His father was a preacher too.
Yes, and then he joined the Nation of Islam while in
prison.
And then he worked his way up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're in the SDA church, right? More or less. Okay, you're part of a federation. I'm no longer part of that federation. I'm Gucci. So, let's just say this. Let's start at the very small. Do you think any pastors with the Now Federation can do that? Get all the SDA pastors together and get all the churches together to at least start one movement and push the movement?
I haven't seen that yet.
I don't think so.
You know why? Because this federation was bought as well, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Go back to COVID, right? Man, when COVID hit?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Honore was president at the time. Rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
If you went on their website, they said the conference will not be giving out any religious exempt letters for COVID and we support the vaccine. Yes or no?
That's a fact.
I ain't know about that.
A lot of people.
That's a fact.
A lot of people left the SDA church during COVID because they lost their jobs because they couldn't get a religious exemption. Why be part of a religion that's not going to give you religious protections?
Wow, I
That's
didn't
a
know
fact.
that. That's crazy.
That's a fact.
A lot of people left for the Sunday churches and got the letters. My mother got the letter through a lady whose daughter left my church and went to a Sunday church, and she her church, so they could keep their jobs.
That's a fact.
Wow, that's crazy.
So when we look at the facts.
A
lot of niggas out here afraid, bro. I'm bringing the facts, bro. Shit, we lived through it, bro. We lived through it, and we was talking about Pathfinder at the beginning of this episode, right? About the end times. We seen practice end times, COVID, right?
Mm-hmm. That was one.
And SDA churches folded. They all closed.
That's
SDA people was cursing me out, talking crazy about me online because I kept my church open.
But that was safety reasons too,
bro.
though.
No. Cap, bro.
That was safety reasons.
Bro, the whole time during COVID, bro, there was a group of people called essential workers. I was working as a housing specialist during that time at a shelter. I was quote unquote essential worker. Yeah. There was no housing provided at that time. Nobody was letting people come in their crib. But I had to go to work every day. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting around hundreds of people. There's 200 clients and at least 50 workers.
That's a fact.
That's before the vaccine. They just said put your mask on.
That's a fact.
Exactly. So for you to say, oh, church this, church that, bro. I was going to church because I had a copy of the keys. I was opening the church myself, and elders was calling me talking about, oh, this and that. These Queens niggas from the church, we didn't see them for the whole pandemic, bro.
It's a fact.
They stayed in their crib.
Yeah, we stayed. We used to.
Long Island Queen niggas, they stay home, bro. Niggas was not coming outside.
We was doing church on Zoom.
Right then. So a lot of people only came back out after they was like, oh, is it safe to come out?
I agree with you, but I want to.
What about the people who was out the whole time?
I want to add insult to injury too, in agreement with you. That's why when Pastor Johnson Caesar was doing his thing, they hated on him. You know what I'm saying? He revived a lot of people with praying and stuff like that. You didn't see a lot of churches were doing that too, and you see a lot of churches, they wasn't even providing services for their congregation or their community. You ever see with the situation, and I think I went real hard with this when it came to who we're gonna get, like the asylum seekers. The majority of the people who got Haitian people, the asylum seekers, were Baptist, Pentecostal, stuff like that. And I think it's, that's a fact, bro. It's a fact. I'm in agreement with that, bro.
My boy bringing up a very good point, a very good person, Ibrahim Traoré. For people who don't know Ibrahim Traoré, do you guys know who he is?
No.
I know Edwards. Yes. He's the president
of Burkina Faso.
Yeah,
right?
Facts.
He basically pushed the French out of his country, and he took over all the mines. He put out all NGOs. NGOs are like non-profit organizations that they bring in. But a lot of NGOs also work for the CIA. They'll come into your country saying that it's basically a Trojan horse. They'll send them in like, yeah, we come in with gifts. We're here to help with relief for poverty. But then they come in and they destabilize your government. They capture intel on your people, and they also follow around important people in the government and find different ways to destabilize it in a safe way because they come in as helpers, quote unquote. And then afterwards, the government will come like, oh, there's a dictator there. He's violating civil rights, this and that. We have reports from NGOs, and then that gives them a reason to invade your country and take over. So Ibrahim Traoré was like, we have the gold, we have all of this, we're self-sustaining, we need no help. We're just going to build everything up from the ground up. We don't need your help. Leave African business with Africa. And he's also trying to unite other different African groups together to recreate similar to what Gaddafi did. And the Clintons killed Gaddafi. Yeah. So
I just read something about him. Like he was willing to give some bread to help black people here. And Trump said, and that's such Trump. Clinton said no. I'm like, what?
But he did give bread to the Nation of Islam. A lot of people don't know that. That's how they built that big mosque in downtown Manhattan. That's how Farrakhan built his big mansion. So the Nation of Islam did get bread from Gaddafi.
So
when they killed Gaddafi, he was gonna create an African nation, almost like an African United Nation with just African countries, and have them all use the dinar, similar to how Putin is trying right now, so that they could sell all African products like gold, oil, diamonds, and the dinar, and the gold backed by the Libyan gold, because everybody in Libya at the time was good, like it was a socialist government, but they all got an allowance from the government. They all was able to go to schools. They all had decent paying jobs, the economy was booming. That's why he stuck his chest out. And they labeled him a terrorist, a dictator, just to kill him. So, Ibrahim Traoré, they tried to assassinate him at least 10 times already. The only difference between him is they don't know where he lives because he moves different places all the time. And he's a soldier. He keeps the burden on him. Ibrahim is the first name. Last name is Traoer.
Yo, you on fire, Rickard.
Traoer.
Abraham Traoré.
Yeah, you on fire, brother.
Yeah. He started off in the military, and then he became president of Burkina Faso after the last coup. Then they tried to coup him a couple times to get him out. It's almost like our country when they talk about the Duvalier years, right? Baby Doc and Papa Doc. That was a 25-year dictatorship of father and son, but that was the golden years of Haiti. And since then, it's been destabilization. Literally, some places need dictatorship. A lot of countries dictate. Vladimir Putin, he's a dictator. Anybody who go against him die, bro. He bodies.
Yeah, but then also there's places like North Korea where you got
Kim Jong-un.
but niggas is starving. But niggas is starving though.
That's what they claim, but I don't think that's true. Most people can't even get into his country to verify.
And they don't even let you take pictures.
Yeah. They're saying that to make him look bad, but at the same time, his people been good for a minute. And the difference between
grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather.
And the difference between them and the black countries, they got weapons of mass destruction. You can't just pull up on them any type of way.
Korea, they be testing shit.
Yeah.
But
so
it be
so at the end of the day, like, okay, and my boy said we did not mention Marcus Garvey. And that's true. We didn't mention Marcus Garvey.
I said that.
Marcus Garvey technically is Jamaican. He was born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So he's not technically American. But he is a black leader, but he's a Jamaican leader.
But when he came to America,
and plus we're talking about current, we're talking about now.
Yeah, we are talking about now.
Yeah.
But shout out to Marcus Garvey because he did do his thing. I ain't gonna sit here and say he didn't, because he did.
Yeah, because even Haitian people, every time I heard about Marcus Garvey, they always talk about like they got tremendous respect.
Yeah, when I went to Jamaica, he got a statue of himself in Jamaica.
Like, yeah.
So shout out to Marcus Garvey. So I'm not gonna hate, but that's just what it is. So closing thoughts before we get up out of here.
Wow. That's all I can say.
Good conversation.
Good conversation, man. But we appreciate you, man. We just can't wait to do bigger things, brother. Speaking facts, man. Wow.
Dope conversation.
Tell them about the stuff you got going on, right?
Well, right now, I have my website, Funerals Don't Count at Etsy. I want to thank everybody who's been buying and supporting. I'm going to definitely send you the website as well, too.
Everybody
You be doing my boy Shanlon. Shout out to my boy Shanlon. I saw, he did
you know
a
what I'm
photo
saying?
shoot
You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely, we have new merch. And like I said, I'm just excited for the big things we're doing with the Real Word and with Randy, with Courage in Motion and Funerals Don't Count. We're just trying to get to it and do what we need to do. So we want to thank you for that, to really make impact. We have a lot of work to do. A lot. So
what about you? I know you got some things coming up.
Besides, we got the Franco-Haitian game night held at, my boys' church over here.
Definitely bring it much.
Also, shout out to everyone at Herman too. It's thank you for also allowing us on behalf of the Federation. Thank you for allowing us to host this event here. We just hope it's going to be fun and also successful. At least the Federation continue to grow. But besides that, also I'm been made the Franco-Haitian secretary for the Master Guide program.
Congratulations.
So now I'm going to be working with all the directors and the Master Guide candidates moving
That's
forward for the next 4 years. Or not, I don't know, the next whoever's going to be coordinator in the next 4 years. But that as well, that's also added to the leadership aspect of things.
So you should do this, right? Since you're secretary for the Master Guides are leaders, right?
Yeah.
And they're Master Guides. They have the training for end times. They have the word, and they have military discipline. You should encourage them to make social changes. I'm not talking about.
That's a fact. That's when you said that. I'm like, you're right. I feel like I should get people together and be like, you know what? Let's do stuff in the community.
I'm not talking about people just posting stuff online. Talking about they doing social justice. I'm talking about people actually.
That's a fact, bro.
That's a fact.
Where's the organization? They have I've not done not one thing, bro.
Yo, you remember that thing with George Floyd where people just post a black screen? I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really do anything. I'm like, yo.
I've been for social justice, bro. That's nothing, bro.
You're right.
Just talking.
But I think, for real though, especially, there's a lot of Master Guys from different churches. If the pastors won't do it, then let the Master Guys do it. If the Master Guys don't do it,
let the Pathfinders do it. Get the Pathfinders.
Yeah, let them do something, bro. Because sometimes people just stand around and look nice and
I was gonna say it's more than just a uniform. People always used to tell me, bro, it's more than just a uniform.
But it's as much as you do it. Because if you look, in my positions, there's other people that have positions. The same position as me. Could use iServe as an example. I did a lot under iServe, bro. A lot outside, bringing the SDA people to the shelters, bringing the Master Guys and Pathfinders to shelters, doing different tours in different boroughs with the SDA people, going all the way out to Connecticut, doing events out there.
Yeah, you know what it's about, bro.
It was a tri-state events that we did. It wasn't just multiple boroughs; it was multiple states.
Yeah, fact.
So I want to see that energy continue, even within my absence.
Who's the actual director now?
I have no clue, actually.
Yeah, you do.
Who? We gotta look at a list one day. I'm gonna have to look at the list another day and bring it up. But I actually don't know. Actually, I think I do know. I think it's Miss Jenny Lucin from Horeb.
See, he knew exactly who it was.
I think it was
playing games.
I was playing games, but
you see that, right? You
yeah,
see that, right? He act like he don't know, but
no, I had to guess. I think she's in charge.
Well,
She's in
I
charge.
hope they continue that legacy, bro. That's all I wish.
I was so Rickard told him the other day. I said, man, we got some big shoes to fill, bro. Like as far as being part of the federation, we got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
a lot of y'all was been there like 8 years, 10 years. So I'm like, damn, we got some big shoes to fill.
Jonathan did this thing too.
We got some big
shoes to fill. We
had
had the master class, bro. We ain't gonna hold it.
We got some big shoes to fill.
My boy Dirty Lung said, and let's not forget Toussaint Louverture from Haiti. Toussaint Louverture.
In my opinion, that's another thing. Though.
Wait, wasn't Toussaint Louverture the one that went over to French?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, in his mind though,
he wanted to be like them.
Yeah, he was like, we can still have. He kind of wanted to still have slaves. People don't realize he still wanted to have slaves, but he just didn't want the French to be involved.
Henry Christophe had slaves. The guy that built up the north, that built the citadel and the Palace of Soucy. Slaves.
Yeah.
And that's why the north looks the way it does.
Compared to the south,
Yeah, because a lot of slaves helped build it, and it was economically better. They had 3 kings in Haiti. A lot of people don't know that.
That's
either.
a fact.
That's a salute. That's right.
Yeah, because Jean-Pierre Boyer, I was right. I was right. I wasn't tripping. It was Jean-Pierre Boyer. Because he messed up the country. Because he had Dominica and Haiti, and he closed. And that's why they revolted against us. He closed both the schools in both sides of the country. Because remember, we were one. And that's so you got a whole generation that didn't know how to read and write. So I always blame him for kind of Haiti's downfall towards that. Like, yeah, I mean, he contributed.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, it was Jean-Pierre Boyer. I know.
Of course, the thing is, I remember we helped the whole Central America gain independence. We sent guns, we sent soldiers.
At one point, the whole island was conquered by Haiti at one point, and then they did try to re-invade the Dominican Republic, but then the Dominican Republic got backing from Spain.
Yeah,
and eventually they got backing from America to keep the blacks out. And then they had a war where the river that divides Haiti and Dominican Republic, it ran red.
And you had people like the massacre and Trujillo and them. They just didn't like Haitians, so they was killing all of them. A lot of stuff. That's another conversation, though.
It's another conversation for next week. So thank you all for joining us. You know, we went in, but hey, it is what it is.
Father God, we thank you for those who watch this wonderful episode. Help us to inspire, encourage us to be the leaders that you called us to be. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen and amen.
Amen.
So yeah, man, do your Googles. Good night.
Reading is free.
I'm leaving the website right now. Just check it out.
Actually, I want a hoodie. I see everyone post the hoodie. I want a hoodie.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real